Hello, friends. Happy
Hello.
Tuesday. Hello, hello. For all of our friends joining, welcome to Music and Storytime with Lindz. Hey, Lindz, thanks for being here.
Happy to be here.
Awesome. We are happy to have you. And for everyone watching out there, Lindz is going to be talking about something that you've probably been hearing a lot about, voting. It's a hot topic right now for a really good reason. So we're going to be talking about voting, and I'm sure people know that there's an upcoming election. And before we jump into all of that, I just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, which is BCLP Law. So they're an international law group, and they're sponsoring today's session. So a big thank you to them. And I also want to encourage folks to check out Lindz's podcast, which is called Activist You. And I'm going to put that in the comments so folks can just click on it and get to it right away. And the last episode was actually talking about voting. And my favorite thing about the podcast is that it's not grown-ups on the podcast. It's actually kids and youth, which is really cool. So click on that and you can listen to other youth talk about voting in the upcoming election. But until then, let's roll into our music and story time.
Yeah, thank you so much for the intro, Jess. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Welcome. Hello, everyone. My name is Lindz. I'm from Queer Kid Stuff and Activist U. I do queer-centered, intersectional, social justice work for all ages. And let's kick today's session off. It's okay to be gay. We are different in many ways. Doesn't matter if you're a boy, girl, or somewhere in between. We all are part of one big family. Gay means happy. Queer kid stuff. You are enough here at Queer Kid Stuff. Cool. All right. So today we're going to be talking about a couple of things, namely the thing that is coming up just right around the corner is the upcoming presidential election. And there are probably also a bunch of down ballot elections that are happening in your local community. And I'll talk about what that means in a second. But this is something that is super, super important that's going on right now. I'm sure you've been hearing all about it. You've been getting phone calls and text messages and having conversations with your families about it. But it is so, so important to keep having those conversations all the way up until election day, which is November 3rd. And so I want to talk a little bit about the election and about voting and about how voting and the election are very intertwined things that are super important to be talking about right now, and how we can empower young people, we can empower you, families, to be making these decisions and using your voices in our government, because it's so, so important if we want to be moving things forward, especially for LGBTQ plus families. So we're talking about that a little bit. I'm going to sing a couple of songs that are relevant to that theme. I'm going to read a couple of picture books. Today, we're going to be doing Activist You by Santos Nogueira, which I love. And we're also going to be reading A Day in the Life of Marlon Bundo. You've probably heard me read this book before. But it has a section on voting where some of the animals vote. And I think, and there's Georgie, my dog, of course. We're a little rambunctious this afternoon, so hopefully there won't be too much barking. And then we're going to end up with a couple of extra songs that are going to hopefully inspire us to vote and use our voices in the election, and hopefully bring about some good, positive things to come in the future. So a little bit about what these things actually are. So what is an election? An election is when we kind of come together as citizens of a place or of a community, in this case, America, the United States, and we vote, we use our voice, we literally fill in between the lines people who we believe in, and we try to elect them to positions in government. So these are a lot of kind of like weird words and ideas, but essentially you're telling someone that they can represent you. They can represent you, they can represent your values and your voice when they're making big decisions for the whole of the country or lots and lots of people within your community. So really, we're using our voice to help other people be empowered to make decisions for us. And so it's really important when we're voting for someone and voting for someone to represent us that they really align with our values and our ideas. And that's super, super important for the LGBTQ plus community, because not everyone shares the same ideas that LGBTQ plus people should have the same rights as everyone else. So it's really important to take a look at the people you're voting for and your family is voting for. And we're going to understand and research the people that we're voting for and putting into those positions of representation. And we are getting people in power who understand us and our lives. So something that's really important about this is making sure that people understand something called privilege. So when we're talking about these people who we're electing and voting for, that they understand the privilege that comes with that power. And so they're using that power that they have, that we're giving to them through voting. And we are making sure that they understand that not everyone has that privilege. Not everyone is treated the same way. Not everyone is treated fairly, right? So I'm gonna do a little song all about privilege and how it's kind of like the monkey bars. Does anyone have a favorite thing they like to do in the playground? My favorite was the slide when I was a kid. So let us know in the chat what your favorite thing to do in the playground is. I loved the sandbox too, and the swings. Oh, the swings were always the best. But when I looked up at the monkey bars, it was always something that was kind of hard for me. Monkey bars aren't always easy for everyone. So we're gonna talk a little bit about how monkey bars are kind of like privilege. Sometimes when you're at the park playing, you'll find all of the other kids saying, "Look, see, the monkey bars are a breeze." You watch the other kids swinging by with ease, but you can't reach. You sit there thinking, that's no fair. You sit there thinking, that's no fair. There's nothing more I could have done to prepare for this challenge. Just need to be taller, and that's what privilege is. Could be money, could be that you're funny, could be that your world is always sunny, but you're lucky, and that's what privilege is. Your friends might think, what can I do to help you out when you are blue? And you tell them that you have an idea. You can build a brand new jungle gym, a safe place where everybody wins, because everyone deserves a shot to be a doctor, a lawyer, an astronaut. We can change what privilege is. We can make goals reachable. Being good is teachable, because everyone deserves to see their dreams become in reality. We can change what privilege is. Yeah, so I think something that's really important to think about when we're doing that song and singing that song is that, we want to understand this idea of privilege, where things can be unfair, and we also want to change that. We can recognize when privilege is in front of us and privilege is happening and things are unbalanced, right? And we want to take a look at that and see, okay, this is unfair, but maybe we can change it. And so voting is one way that we can try and change that. There are lots of other ways to work on changing that. We can be activists. We can go out into our communities and try and talk to people about unfairness and talk to people about why change is so important. But we can also go out and vote, and we can use our voices to change things from being unfair. So it's super, super important to get out and vote, and understanding what voting actually is. So we go to the polls, right? We go to the polls and we literally put down our opinions of who we want. We cast our vote and we put out who we want to be the person who helps us make that change. All right, I think it's time for some stories. Okay, first, we're gonna grab Activist. A is for Activist. All right, this is a wonderful book. I love this book. It is written and illustrated by Santo Nogueira. All right. We're going to go through the alphabet a little bit. Oh, and while we're going through this book, you see that cat up there? See if on every page there is a cat. See if you can spot the cat on every page. All right, so there's the cat. A is for activist. A is for activist. Advocate, abolitionist, ally, actively answering a call to action. Are you an activist? B. B is for banner. Bobbing in the sky, billowing in the breeze, because you're not shy. C. C is for co-op. Cooperating cultures, creative counter to corporate vultures. Oh, and cats. Can you find the cats? Where's the cat on this page? Can you see it? There. There, that's an ant. What's that? That's a tree. There's the cat. D. Little d democracy. More than voting, you'll agree. Dictators detest it. Donkeys don't get it, but you and me, we demand equality. E. E is for equal rights. Black, brown, or white, clean and healthy is a right. Every place we live and play, environmental justice is the way. F. F is for feminist. For fairness in our pay, for freedom to flourish and choose our own way. G is for grassroots, sprouting from below, sharing nutrients and the water's flow. Below the surface, we're all connected. Stronger together, we grow. H is for healthy food, a human right. Honeydew, jicama, nature's delight. Hummus, hot dogs, Havarti cheese. Hot dogs? Yes. Healthy hot dogs, please. And pizza. I. I is for indigenous and immigrant. Together we stand tall. Our histories are relevant. An injury to one is an injury to all. Georgie, you're not at your letter yet. J. J is for justice. Yay for justice. Jia Jingzheng, Juanita Jamal, justice for the janitors, justicia for all. K. Kings are fine for story time. Knights are fun to play. But when we make decisions, we will choose the people's way. Sounds kind of like voting, right? L. LGBTQ. Love who you choose because love is true. Liberate your notions of limited emotions. Celebrate with pride our links of devotion. M. Megaphones marching, movimiento music, hip hop hooray! It must be May Day. N. N is for no. No, no, no. Yes to what we want. No to what must go. No, no, no. Using our voices, right? O. Open minds operate best. Critical thinking over tests. Wisdom can't be memorized. Educate, agitate, organize. P. Peace march. Protest. Pow, power to the people. Yeah. Q. Q is for question. Questioning coercion, querying qualities, counter false assertions. R. Radical Reds, the headline said. Ruinous rioters, the rumors spread. Rabble-rousing riffraff. Really? Is that what they seem like? S. S is for sun, soul, solar. Superstar, stellar power. Fuels all life. not just flowers. Energized homes, cars, and showers. Silly, selfish scoundrels sucking on dinosaur sludge? Ooh, T. T is for trans. For trains, tiaras, tulips, tractors, and tigers too. Trust in the true, the he, she, they, that is you. U is for weekends. U is for workers' rights. Wait, that's not U. That's W. U is for union. Union, yes. V. V is for Vox. What? Did you say Fox? No, I said Vox. Did you say box? No, Vox. Rocks, blocks, socks? Vox. Vox of the people. Voice of the populi. Better go see the letter D. What word also starts with V? Voting, maybe? W. Wondrous world, wondrous we. We cannot be whole, we cannot be free, unless we delight in diversity. X. X is for Malcolm, as in Malcolm X. History's lessons can be complex. Remember Parks, remember King, remember Malcolm, and let freedom ring. Y is for you and youth. Your planet, your rights, your future, your truth. Y is for yes, 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 yes. And Z. Z is for Zapatista, of course. The end. A is for Activist by, written and illustrated by Inocente Noguera. Wonderful book. All right. Seeing a little bit about all of the things that we can put our voice to and what we want to bring forth in the world in the future and making change and, making things more fair for everyone. All right. A Day in the Life of Marlon Bundo. I've definitely read this book before for family equality because I do love this book, but watch out for when voting happens. I wanna hear what you think when the voting starts to happen. All right, I'm just gonna make sure I can see the comments. There we go. Hello, everyone. Cool. All right. Day in the Life of Marlon Bundo, written by Marlon Bundo with the help of Jill Twist and illustrated by E.G. Keller. All right. Try and get. All right. A Day in the Life of Marlon Bundo. Fight the stinkers, says Marlon. All right. Hello. My name is Marlon Bundo, and I am a bunny. I live with Mom, Grandma, and Grandpa in the old stuffy house on the grounds of the U.S. Naval Observatory. This is because my grandpa is the vice president. His name is Mike Pence. But this story isn't going to be about him because he isn't very fun. This story is about me, Marlon Bundo, because I am very, very fun. This is the story of my very special day. My very special day started out like every other day. I woke up all alone. Then I ate a fine bunny breakfast all alone. While I watched all the news all alone. You see, sometimes old stuffy houses are also lonely. After breakfast, I hopped to the garden to look at the flowers and say hello down there to the bugs. Hello, Phil. Hello, Dennis. Playing checkers down there on that flower. That is when I saw him. He was a big fluffy bunny with the floppiest floppy ears and the bushiest bushy tail. He was bunny beautiful. I was standing still, but being near him made me feel like my heart was still hopping. There he is. My name is Marlon, I said, but my family calls me Bodis. It's short for Bunny of the United States. It's a long story. My name is Wesley, and my family calls me Wesley, said Wesley. Wesley and I hopped together all around the garden. We hopped over daisies. We hopped over tiny carrots that weren't ready to grow up and be lunches yet. We hopped over Phyllis and Phil and Dennis. Once we had hopped through every part of the garden, we didn't want to stop hopping. So we hopped right inside the old stuffy house. We hopped up and down the creaky stairs and made beautiful creaky stair music together. We hopped through the kitchen and maybe left a few bunny prints. I don't think the chef was very happy about that. We hopped through very boring meetings with very boring people. It was a very good hop. It was the best hop. And I realized something. When I hopped with Wesley, my old stuffy house didn't feel so lonely anymore. At the end of our hop, I said, Wesley, I don't want to hop without you ever again. And Wesley said, that's funny, because I never want to hop without you, Marlon Bundo, ever again. And we both said, we will get married and hop together forever. Hello, everyone, we said to all the animals in the garden. Hello, Phil and Dennis the bugs, and Pumpernickel, who is a badger, and Scooter, who is a turtle, and Dill Prickle, who is a hedgehog, and Mr. Paws, who is a very good dog. Hello, all of you. We are getting married so we can hop together forever. Hooray, said Phil and Dennis the bugs, and Pumpernickel, who is a badger, and Scooter, who is a turtle, and Dill Prickle, who is a hedgehog, and Mr. Paws, who is a very good dog. Hooray, said all of our friends, because that is what friends say. Wait! You can't get married. We looked around and saw that the scary voice was coming from the stink bug. Let me tell you a little bit about the stink bug. The stink bug was in charge. He was important. None of the other animals could quite work out why he was in charge or how he was important, but he was. And that meant he made the rules. That meant all the animals listened to him, even though he was, and this is true, very stinky. Boy bunnies don't marry boy bunnies, said the stink bug. Boy bunnies have to marry girl bunnies. But this is the bunny I love, said Wesley. And this is the bunny I love, said me, Marlon Bundo. Just being next to Wesley made me a little braver. Too bad, said the stink bug. I am the stinkiest, and I am important, and I am the stinkiest, and I am in charge. Boy bunnies marry girl bunnies marry boy bunnies. This is the way it has always been. You are different, and different is bad. What do we think about that? Not very nice of the stink bug, is it? The other animals whispered nervously among themselves. Pumpernickel, who was a badger, came forward. I am different too, he said. I eat my sandwiches crust first. I'm different too, said Dill Prickle, who is a hedgehog. I read the ends of books before I read the beginning, just to make sure they're not too sad for me. I'm different too, said Mr. Paws, who is a very good dog. Sometimes I sniff butts and I don't know why. Everyone is different, and different is not bad, said Scooter, who is a turtle. Different is special. Wait, said Mr. Paws, who is a very good dog, and also a very smart dog. Wait a minute. We get to decide who is in charge. We get to decide who is important. We can vote. So they're trying to vote to make change because they don't like what the stink bug's saying, right? All right, so, and on this very special day, all the animals voted on who they wanted to have in charge. All right, so there's their little ballot. We've got two options, the stink bug and not the stink bug. Seems pretty straightforward, right? All right, so they voted for not the stink bug. One vote for the stink bug, And not the stink bug got 5, 6, 7, 8 votes. Oh, all right, so I think the not the stink bug definitely won. Hooray, said me, Marlon Bundo. Hooray, said Wesley. Hooray, said all of our friends, because that is what friends say. No, boomed the stink bug. Boy bunnies can't marry boy bunnies. You are not in charge, said all the animals. And they booted the stink bug out after their vote came through. Now that's over. So Wesley and I got married. We had 2 handsome groom's otters named Muffins and Cubby and a flower mouse named Hiccup. We ate and drank and danced the hokey pokey. Dill Prickle was especially good. And the ceremony was performed by a cat named Pajama, who brought her wife as her date. After we ate and drank and danced, we came home together. We have to get some sleep, Marlon. Tomorrow we leave on our bunny moon, said Wesley. But it doesn't matter if you love a girl bunny or a boy bunny, or eat your sandwich backward or forward. Stink bugs are temporary. Love is forever. Nice little ending photo. There we go. All right, I think we learned a little bit more about voting and using our voice with those 2 books. All right, I want to do a classic song for all of you guys with some of the time we've got left. This is a Bob Dylan song. If you know the words, please do sing along, grown-ups. All right, give it just a second. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. All right. Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you'd better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changing. There we go. Come writers and critics who prophesy with your pen, and keep your eyes wide, the chance will come again. So don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin, and there's no telling whom that's naming. For the loser now will be later to win, for the times they are a-changing. Come senators, congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorway, don't block up the hall. For he that gets hurt will be he who has stalled. There's a battle outside and it's raging. It'll soon shake your windows and rattle your walls, for the times they are a-changing. Come, all you parents throughout all the land, don't criticize what you can't understand. All the children are beyond your command. Your old road is rapidly changing. Please get out the new one if you can't lend your hand, for the times they are changing. For the times they are changing. The line is drawn, the curse it is cast. The slow one now will be later be fast, as the present now will later be past. The order is rapidly fading, and the first one now will later be last. For the times they are a-changing. For the times they are a-changing. time, for the times they are a-changing. A little Bob Dylan for you. All right. We're going to do one last little song to take it down a notch. And just remember, what all of this is for, right? So we're trying to make things better, and we're trying to, find the sunshine, right? And I think we can find that in ourselves and in our families and our communities. And, no matter what the outcome ends up being, looking to each other for the reason why we're doing all of this, right? You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll always know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Everybody sing along with me. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll always know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away. All right. Thank you so much for joining me for this month's music and story time with queer kids stuff. I hope you all are feeling inspired to go out and vote, to inspire other people to go out and vote for, all of the rights that we need as LGBTQ plus people and families. And, but I think it's so important that, the voting age is 18 in this country, but that doesn't mean that kids can't use their voices. So I want to make sure that, young people out there are feeling empowered to have these conversations, to understand how important this election is and how we can vote and talk to grown-ups around you about voting, because the outcome of this election is going to have it's going to affect young people so much with the years to come. So I hope that young folks out there watching can feel like they can have a little bit of a voice in this, and that they can be empowered to change things even if they can't vote, and that it's so important to learn what voting is as a young person, so that, when you do come of age, you can go out into the world and use that voice, use that pen to bring about the change that we want to see in the world. All right, thank you so much to Family Equality. I'm sorry for the weird light that started happening.
No, it's actually perfect with our ending song. It looks beautiful. Thank you so much, Lindz, and thanks to all of our friends listening. Be sure to talk to your grown-ups about voting and how you feel about it, and check out Lindz's most recent podcast on Activist U, about other youth and what they think about voting. Big shout out to our sponsor, BCLP Law. Also check out familyequality.org. We have a lot of great virtual programs for parents coming up in the next few weeks. And we'll also be right here next month with Lindz, doing another music and story time. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Thank you so much, Lindz, for sharing the afternoon with us.
And if anyone is interested in learning from some educators, I'm actually doing a webinar tomorrow night for parents We're getting in some really cool folks. The author of V is for Voting, and Maya Gonzalez, who's an incredible picture book author. So we're going to be talking about bringing the election and voting into early learning spaces and in your families with young children. So go and check that out. The Queer Kid Stuff website will have the info for you there. Yeah. Of course.
Thanks so much for
Bye,
telling
everyone.
us